We are live, y'all. We are live. I am early on today, so I just want to tell you welcome to Anjanette Speaks. I am so excited that you were able to tune in. Even though I'm a little early on today, I am burying a childhood friend, and so I want to definitely give you guys my time and let you guys know that we are always coming with content and just to be consistent. Today, I'm really, really excited about what we're going to talk about on today. It's kind of a continuation of what happened last week, which was amazing. We got brothers on here that were able to tell us some things. And I don't know about you guys, but I learned a lot. Okay. And so I wanted to kind of reach out and talk to you guys and let you guys comment. The brothers were very informative on what they wanted. I think we had a group of brothers that were able to communicate their feelings. They were able to convey some of the things that we had questions about in reference to intimacy. And I don't know about you, but I have learned to be quiet, right? Child. Now, if I be honest, um, I think for me, I'm probably more impatient than anything. And so that I need to work on because what they were asking us for, in essence, was being patient with them in some of their growth processes and being able to allow them to process their emotions and feelings without thinking that it's us, right? So, I need to learn how to make more sandwiches. And if you haven't watched the show, then you will know that's a punchline that one of the panelists said, go be quiet and make a sandwich. And it was funny because in actuality, what he was conveying is sometimes men need time to process whatever's going on. And I think as women, some of us have learned that, but others, such as myself, if something's going on, I want to talk about it right now. I want to talk about it right then and there. And so for me, it was an eye opener that all the brothers was like, look, just chill, be quiet, let it flow, let it do what it's gonna do. And so I think we're gonna do another panel and we're gonna do women. And it's gonna be called We Got Next. So I've encouraged brothers. I'm encouraging the brothers, and I will on another video during this week to ask questions in reference to the women to get us having the conversation. I think for me, I've always wanted to bridge the gap and have something that bridged the gap between the Black love and history of Black love, because that's a real thing, and trying to understand this climate and what responsibility we have together to keep our community together, to keep us talking, to keep us open, and kind of changing the direction that we're going in. 60% of African American women are not married. 60%. We are the highest nationality that is not married. And why is that, right? And why is it that over 50% of divorces and marriages end in divorce, but 80% of the women are filing for divorce? That means that we're getting married and we're leaving. Did we marry the wrong person? Did we miss the red flags? What is going on that our climate is changing and Black women are choosing to be single? And now there's a new trend where Black men are choosing to be single. It used to be the Black men were dating outside of their race. At this point, they are saying, I'm good. I can cook, I can clean up, I can take trips, I can do this on my own. Right. And so there has to be a level of where a man says, I want a woman in my life more than I need her. Right. And then we have to be able to bring support, peace, and self-sufficiency to the table. And so I think the tables have turned. And I think that the direction of dating in the Black community is, we're not going in a positive direction. I will give us credit that, the boomers, they didn't spend a lot of time with their children, but the men of our generation, Generation X, and those younger that have children, they are very involved in their children's life. If it doesn't matter how many they have, they make sure that they see their children. And so I think we have some of the family dynamics getting better, but our dating, I am concerned about us getting older and not having mates, sufficient mates, to grow old with and go see the world with and laugh with and, all of this. So I think there's some inner healing that needs to happen. And I think there's conversations, very open, vulnerable conversations that need to be had. As we heal, then the way we look at things changes. I know for me, over the since COVID, I have been going on my own personal journey of healing because, suffering from heartbreak after heartbreak and disappointment after disappointment, that weighs on your spirit. And you wonder why you are feeling a certain way. You wonder why, you're depressed and, have anxiety and all this stuff. Well, a lot of that is that inner healing needs to happen as well. And so when I started searching out for inner healing and going to counseling and doing what I needed to do to make me a better me, right, and talk about some of those things that were eating me up inside that I was praying about but not doing anything else. I believe that at that point, that's when you're ready to have those conversations. And so I think that we are at a pivotal point in our lives where we need to start talking about the direction of our relationships, where they're going, being friends, being open, like a lady called me this week and she said, can you talk about on your show? I drive a nice car, and we kind of hit on this a little bit. I drive a nice car, I live in a nice house, and I'm getting men that are dating me for what I have. And so we didn't get into it too much, but that's a question. I have another question from a lot of women ask me. How is it that women that are self-sufficient and sustainable are not being able to keep men, but women that are not in the best financial situation or, have a lot of kids and I don't have a lot of kids, or my kids are grown and she got 6 kids. What's the difference in those women and why are they choosing to be with women that we, successful women may feel like can't bring anything to the table? So I submit, because I don't have any panelists today, but I submit that I think it's about how they make them feel and where the man is in his life. Sometimes I think that women that are self-sufficient can be, we use the term overbearing, but as a woman, I think when you're self-sufficient, you're more headstrong. And I'm not saying that women that are not, I've been on both sides of the fence, right? And so I think it's about how you make him feel and how you make him feel as a man. I think that when we're educated and, we've got degrees and, we're a boss on the job, we tend to take that boss hat and bring it to home. And I think that's when the hat needs to come off. And that's just my opinion. I could be right or wrong. Y'all tell me. Brothers, if you're tuning in, you tell me. But I think I'm a boss. I've been a boss for the last 10 years. And so, but when I come home, I'm no longer the boss unless I have to be, unless there's something that he can't handle or something that I'm a little better at. I think that going into that thought, we need to create balance in our relationships. What works for us, recap again, what works for one family may not work for another. And I think that's a lot of the problem too. Men get frustrated at the fact that we want what Keisha has, right? But we have what Anjanette has, right? And so Anjanette has to bring to the table, I'm not Keisha. Keisha's not me. My mate isn't Keisha's mate, right? And so we have to do what's best for our household and family. So I think when we go into sharing what has happened in our lives, what has happened in our relationship, and I think that we need to be more responsible, right, with sharing information with our close loved ones, because at the end of the day, like my girlfriend sent me a post that said, I'm ready. I done cut his car. We done keyed his car. We done flattened his tires, and now y'all back in love, and now I'm the enemy, right? And it happens a lot. And so I think maturity makes the difference. Let people work out their own issues and you support them where you can and don't take it personal, right? Um, Another thing that I think was very important was understanding where the African American man and how he has to struggle even when he's successful, because we think that if they are a CEO, they're not. No, somebody's gunning for him, right? Somebody's still gunning for him regardless of how successful he is. And I think for us, we need to get to a place where we can accept brother and be the place of peace and oasis and comfort, with him, right? And then he needs to be a place of safety for us, because I know for me, my whole problem was if I have a thought or concern, and I'm kind of a deep thinker, I don't have anybody to bounce my ideas on. So I think too, choosing a mate, we need to find someone that's able to handle us mentally, emotionally, physically. All of those things play a factor in what we need to do as far as looking for a mate, establishing our own relationships, and keeping those relationships, healthy, whole. I read a post that said they don't know about a healthy relationship and what that looks like because nobody's emulated that. And I think that's a true statement, but I think we know what's right and wrong. And if we just practice that on both ends, we could do a much better job. So I want to start the conversation. I wanted to come and do a recap. I wanted to come and allow you guys to ask more questions and to be more interactive. And then here's the challenge is that if you are in a relationship, really be honest with yourself as a woman and as a man. First of all, where do you want this relationship to go? Where is this going? Right? And be honest with yourself. If this relationship isn't going in the direction that you want it to go, and as a woman and as a man, you need to be honest with yourself and say, this may not be what I want. Right. And as hard as that may be, and as mentally taxing as that may be to step away and walk away from something, you're giving yourself an opportunity to find what you really want. Right. And I'm not talking about these options. Oh, he liked me, she liked me, and I'm going to talk to her and I'm going to swipe right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about finding something sustainable, something that is going to be of substance and value, someone that you can not only ask for the remote, but where y'all can go travel at. You can go with your Aruba. I like girls trips and all, they're cute, but that ain't what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. I love girls trips. They're nice, but I'd like to be in a relationship where I like him enough to go out and be with him and spend time with him and not have to worry about whether we're going to get into an argument. And I know some of us are in those relationships. I get it. And so I think to challenge you to go back home after these conversations I had and say, what is the direction that I want this relationship to go in? And is it something I want for my life? Because I'm going to tell y'all something. After wasting 5 years of my life, right? And that's no knock, because man, did I grow. Man, did I need that. Man, did I need that soul breaking, mental breaking experience. I think I did. To arise and be the woman that I am and becoming, I needed to break some habits. I needed to break some things. However, wasting time, you cannot get that back. I can't get this next 30 minutes I spend with you back. I can't. So be intentional, because if you're my age, I'm 45 years old. So if you're my age, you got more days behind you than you got ahead of you. So I think at this point, we need to start being more intentional, right? And we need to understand that sleeping with somebody, having sex and casual sex and all that, that's great. But at the end of the day, do we really want all these people in our spirits? Do we really want to walk around with all these folk, right? So I think I'm challenging women and men with this recap conversation as I go into to doing more of these relationship panels to see if we can't grab some things and take back home. My challenge is that you start where you are, right? And you start to look inward and say, you know what? I need to watch my mouth. I need to watch my temper. I need to stop fussing so much. And if you don't like him, give him to somebody that like him. Don't be holding on to him because you don't want nobody else to have him. Don't hold on to her because you want somebody else to have. You don't want nobody else to have her. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Because here's the thing. Yes, while there's other fish in the sea, there are people that someone is waiting for that person to move out the way so that they can be what you need. But you have to do all of this inner searching in order to find out exactly what you need. Because how many of us have been 5 years ago? I'm not the same woman I was at 40. I'm not. My tolerance is at like that. All my fix a man tools, they gone. I don't have nothing for you. If you're broken and you ain't gonna break me trying to get yourself fixed. So that's out for that. I'm not doing no counseling. I ain't doing too much of nothing. If you messed up, okay, brother, well, I see you. I'm not doing it. I have so many things that I want to do to be better for me and my mate or whoever may come along in my life, right? I do not want that. And then you waste all that time and you become bitter and angry and all that stuff. And who does that help? It doesn't help nobody. It doesn't help nobody. So I'm challenging you to heal, challenging you to have these conversations, challenging you men to be providers and for your woman. We need to talk about the brother that stays home and watch and play the game. We need to talk about the brother with felonies. We need to talk about the brother, because there are brothers that are stuck. What about the brother on child support? Child support taking all his money. Is he really a hobo, or is he in a position where he can't provide for himself? He was friendly, he had little, happy stuff, right? He was spreading his love around a lot, too much. But does that mean that he's unworthy to be loved? Does that mean that because he may not be able to pay the whole rent, does that mean that he's emasculated as a man? If we chose to mess with him, does that mean that he is not able to provide other things? Black men provide more to the household than just paying the bills. Black men provide more to the household. He provides discipline for the children. He provides protection for you. He provides guidance. If you got a man you don't want to listen to, give that man to somebody that'll listen to him. I think when we restore the respect, when they come respectable, and then we restore the respect and the respect for ourselves, I think we'll be just a better people. And so I don't want to keep you and blabber on and on and on. I'm going to check for comments. Excuse me. I'm going to check for comments. I am going to get off, but I just want to make sure that you guys understand and know that there is a way that communication can change the direction of our relationships, right? It can change the direction of our relationships. So I want to make sure that we know. I want to check for comments. And let's see what they're saying. Let me see. That's so unprofessional, y'all. I'm gonna get it together one day. Okay, y'all. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So, leave your questions and your comments, right? And we are going to have a conversation about this until we can get to a place where we can go home and challenge ourselves. That's all I want to say. We're going to recap. We're going to be quiet. So when I get a new man, I got to be quiet, y'all. Oh, Lord. I'm going to need some support through that. Y'all support me through it. Ooh. Because I talk too much. I need to know right now, like what's going on, what's up. And we need to, but I'm working on it. I also think that we need to pick better. The brother said something that I was like, whoa. They said it begins and it starts with a woman. It ends and it starts and ends with a woman. So if we pick better, we do better, then that means that our relationships will get better. That means overall relationships. That means mother, daughter, mother in law, son in law, whatever, nieces, nephew, whatever. I think they'll get better when we get better, right? As women, because they say that it starts and ends with us. And I think that's a challenge for the women. I think that's a challenge for the women. There's power in hush. There's power in hush. Girl, Tasha said there's power in hush. Hi, Kelly. Yes, all my Fix a Man tools are gone, y'all. They're gone. I threw them away. I threw them out. So I don't have any. So I don't know how to fix anything broken. I have no screwdrivers. I have no nails. I have nothing. So yeah, get a counselor because I can't help you. Anyway, so I hope that you guys just enjoyed the recap. I really, 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 really love this topic. We got next. Holla at me. Who's gonna be on We Got Next? Tasha, you coming? Ingrid, you coming? Who's coming? We got next. We got next. Wait for the flyer. We're gonna make Tasha do the flyer. She done been hired online already. We're gonna make Tasha do the flyer. And we got next. So look, stay tuned. Next week after that, we're gonna work this out. We're gonna find a way we're gonna get resources for the brothers that's got child support issues, and I might find me some brothers that struggle with the child support thing and how they got through their relationship. Because I think it takes a different kind of woman to deal with a man that can't really bring all of his stuff to the table because he's taking care of his kids. However, I also believe that as a woman, because it starts and ends with me, I think he can do better. Because, and to be transparent, my previous relationship, uh, he started off one way, but that's not how he is right now. And I think as a woman, we can push them in a positive direction and encourage and empower them to be the men. But I'm not talking about fixing nothing broke. We're gonna talk about that. So we got a lot to talk about, y'all, in our own space and the things that plague us and the things that plague everybody. Because Black people, we're not the only ones with relationship issues. I only know about that experience, but I welcome anybody to talk to me. Okay. So listen, I have taken up 22 minutes of your time. I want to tell you that I am so excited about this platform with Endure Entertainment. I want to tell you that Anjanette Speaks is all over the world. I am being heard in Ukraine. I am being heard in Germany. I'm being heard in Africa. I'm being heard. I don't care if one person heard me. Okay. I'm excited that someone is downloading, listening. Y'all, the last part broadcast got over 300 and something downloads, which is huge for us. And so we are going to have these conversations. I encourage you, leave comments, concerns, thoughts on this feed. I will be watching it. We will be watching it. And next week, we got next. So leave your comments, leave your questions, brothers, because we're ready to answer them honestly, open, and transparent as you did. Again, I want to thank all the brothers that was on the panel last week. They did an amazing job. We thank you for listening to Endure Entertainment, where there's clean entertainment. When you think of Endure Entertainment, think of clean entertainment. When you think of clean entertainment, think of Endure Entertainment. This has been another edition of Anjanette Speaks, the real, the raw, and the inspiring. Y'all have an amazing Saturday.